Put it in it. Welcome to another episode of the People's Mic. I am Jimmy Peoples. Holy cow, you made it. You're sweating. You need napkins. You're good.
It'll dry off.
We didn't even start yet. It's nothing to sweat about. Don't worry about that. I am here with the amazing stuff from my left, Christiana.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
To my right, Mr. Matt. No sleeves. No sleeves, Marin.
What's up?
The weather's changing. You commit to this.
I put on a jacket, but on top of a shirt with no sleeves. But
you've got your brand, though. That's your brand.
It was really just not wanting to buy a bunch of shirts with sleeves when I started doing stand-up. I already had shirts with no sleeves, and I didn't want to buy a new wardrobe.
Do you have your own merch yet? Are you to that level?
No.
It's coming though, right? It's coming.
One day. I mean, I feel like just selling sleeveless shirts that say Team No Sleeves on it is an easy go-to.
Just go.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna buy one, but I'll put the idea out there. It's gay as fuck. But
What if I did a Sleeveless Lives Matter one? Then would you buy it?
Jesus Christ. No, I still don't. No. Well,
so you don't think Sleeveless Lives Matter?
No, they don't. Let's do the origin story. How'd you get in comedy?
Oh, okay. So it was actually about 5 years ago exactly that I started writing comedy because I had one too many bad fucks. And that's literally, I gave up. I was like, that's the last it. That was the last dude. And I started
They
writing.
broke you. Who was the last dude?
His name is Keon. He lives in Queens. He's tried to come back many times, and I'm like, nah, it's not.
Keon,
just think,
Keon in Queens.
I'm assuming he's a black dude.
He is black.
God.
Just think about how many women Jimmy Peoples helped get into comedy.
Yeah. Man, you should be thanking me. All my ex-girlfriends should be doing comedy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They all right.
But yeah, so that's why I started writing, and then I started performing the following summer.
Nice.
Also, I had a friend, and she got into comedy. She took a class. And then she's like, they offered me stage time. So then I was like, if they offered her stage time, they offered me stage time. Shit. I'm not saying she's not funny.
That's what you're saying.
We're at least equal, if not. But then it was Bringer. She didn't say it was Bringer stage time.
Shit.
So then I was like, I'll take a class. And they offered me stage time too. And then, of course, they offer you Bringers. And I was like, that tricky bitch.
That's how she got you.
But I mean, it worked anyway. Yeah. And now, actually, she doesn't really do comedy anymore.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it happens for a reason. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And then you're here, Matt.
Yeah, I was always kind of class clown joking around, but I was always into sports, so I had never thought about doing anything in entertainment until, remember my senior year of high school, I had been in amateur wrestling. One of my old amateur Greco-Roman wrestling partners his older brother was doing pro wrestling.
Not just amateur, Greco-Roman wrestling.
I used to enter Greco-Roman tournaments. It was preseason.
It's one step above gay porn, right?
Or below. That was kind of a compliment. You put me above gay porn. Gay porn
is one notch.
Gay porn's got a much larger audience than Greco-Roman wrestling today, I feel.
Didn't they take it out of the Olympics?
What, gay porn?
No. Either Greco-Roman or freestyle.
There was talk of it being taken out. There's been a lot of issues because of Title IX, the equal women's sports, men's sports amendment. There's never enough women for colleges to have wrestling teams. Oh. So a lot of colleges have had to cut wrestling programs, and they were talking about cutting it out of the Olympics because there's not enough women's wrestlers to have women's wrestling in the Olympics. Yeah. So it's a weird thing to want wrestling in the Olympics, but also want equality, and you have to kind of pitting those two against each other. That if you're in favor of wrestling being in the Olympics, it can be painted as you're against women in sports.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had a friend who was doing his older brother was doing pro wrestling, and I started going to those shows, and I'd always been a pro wrestling fan, and the more I got into it, they started training me. I would get on the microphone, and I started working on the independent circuit, and that was the first time performing in front of a crowd as an entertainer in addition to being athletic, which I never really was that good at being athletic. But yeah, then I would post jokes on my Facebook page because I never knew what else to post on Facebook. I would see my memories. If it's like 2009 and back, it's just like go Yankees or like boring stuff. And then all of a sudden I started posting funny things I heard or funny things I would come. Eventually it'd be like, here's something I heard, but it would actually be something I came up with and see what the reaction would be. And eventually I'd have friends, I'd have friends say you should try doing stand-up. And when I got hurt from wrestling, I figured I could do stand-up as a way of still performing and always get back to wrestling, but way too many concussions for that to happen. So then I just stuck with doing stand-up.
How many concussions?
3 or 4 that I know for sure were, but I had a doctor tell me, like, if you get hit and you lose consciousness for any time, that could also be a concussion. Like, that adds maybe a few more. Like, you can even take a hard hit and not black out, but if it's a hard enough hit, that could be one. I'm like, so I really have no idea.
Nice.
But sometimes on stage now, if the lights are right in my eyes, I'll get headaches and I have to, like, look down. So I see
dots? You get the black dots?
A little bit, yeah. So there's some effects from it that's kind of like maybe it's... As long as I'd been doing stand-up about a year, and when I had a doctor tell me that, and it's like, I was 22, so I was like, let me stick with doing stand-up and not get any more concussions.
Smart.
Yeah.
You didn't have so many concussions, you were smart enough to make that decision.
Yes.
Yeah. I've dated a lot of wrestlers where I'm like, oh no, a few too many.
Few too many concussions.
Yeah.
There's, because it's the quote unquote fake wrestling, but I got more injuries. I have knee issues now, back issues still from then, way more than any Greco-Roman wrestling. Like that's just like wrestling guys. Like you hear stories about people getting hurt, but there's never anything compared to getting hit in the head with a steel chair. Which they usually they don't really do the shots to the head anymore because of concussions now. But I mean, just simple things like taking a fall and not tucking your head all the way, and your head snaps and you hit your head on the mat. That could be a concussion. Or I was doing martial arts training and went for a leg, and the guy pulled away, and we were close to the wall, and I went head first into the wall and got a concussion.
I only wrestled for one weekend in high school, and that was because my coach, because I was a track star. So he was like, and I was like, I really wanted to wrestle. And my coach was like, all right, you get to do this tournament. If you do well, we'll think about it. And at the tournament, my first match was the state champion. Was the state champion. He was the state champion of Pennsylvania, biggest wrestler. He was going to the Olympics, and I beat his ass. And then I was in the paper, and it was like, oh, he's going to be one of the greatest. And my coach was like, you can't wrestle anymore. But then my last match...
Wait, why did they say you couldn't
during
wrestle?
the same tournament, you had to wrestle like 5 guys. He was my first guy. And then the last guy I lost to was like I was tired. I went out there in a t-shirt, white t-shirt, kid from the Bronx, white t-shirt and cargo pants. No onesie. Everybody had the one. No singlet.
Really? They like gave me one when I went. I didn't have one.
They gave a celebrity. You're like, they just gave me my singlet.
No, it was like one of those like one of. No, it was like gave it to me. It was like one of the. No,
you're good.
It was worse. It was one of the ones that like everybody used. You had no idea who used it last year. If it had been washed, it wasn't. It was not like they just star coming in getting the singlet. Like
no, I had like 3 moves and that I knew, and I just kept using the same 3 moves, and then
that was kind of the same thing with me when I did Greco-Roman wrestling, because Greco-Roman's just waist up, and I was tall and really skinny, so everyone in my weight class was like 6 inches shorter than me. And there was one guy who was like the shortest kid who he was like runner-up state champion. And everyone loved him. He was like a favorite. And I had to enter a walk-on tournament to get into the actual tournament because my high school didn't have a team. But because I was taller than everyone, they would just reach around my waist, and I would just I had enough reach. I can go all the way around and grab under their stomach and just fall backwards. And just keep doing that, and I would win.
I just kept tossing people. Keep tossing people.
But I ended up beating the guy who was like this underdog that everyone loved, and I got booed in like one of my first tournaments I ever did.
You were the bad guy?
Well, later on I did pro wrestling and ended up being the bad guy, and I thought back to that. Because there was a part of me that was like, I just won. I should feel good, and everyone's booing. And then it was like, I'm going to get him to boo even more. Was my mind. So I was bred to be a bad guy pro wrestler.
I would have been a bad guy. That would have been dope. All right. How you guys feel? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the country, and like what's pissing you off right now?
Oh, there's so much going on.
What do you wake up
I've been avoiding the news. It's too much. Actually, today I was thinking, I'm like, this is the first time where I've read our news and felt sadder than international news. Like usually, I'm like, what's going on abroad? Oh, that's so sad. Rohingya people and Myanmar is terrible. And then it's like, oh God, every day I just feel like I'm getting like
Yeah.
So I've just been avoiding it.
Yeah.
I'm more pissed about things in my personal life. Well, no, Puerto Rico's really upsetting.
What's your personal?
Puerto Rico's really upsetting me. But it's actually like.
She had to say that before.
Yeah.
She's like about to say like, "Oh, this guy didn't text me back." But Puerto Rico hurricane's bad too.
Are we live right now? We're live right now. Big shout out to Danette Rodriguez. She has an event on Saturday for the troops in Puerto Rico. She's raising money. Stand Up New York. It's 200,000 troops they took from Puerto Rico in World War II. Mm-hmm. This is my plug. All right, we have no sponsors, so this is the plug real quick. Yeah. She asked me to shout her out. All right.
Oh yeah, so no, Puerto Rico's really. I was stuck in Havana during Irma, which was like 15 hurricanes ago.
Yeah. I see your post from Instagram.
It was real. But I mean, also it's like a regular. I'm like, all right, there's no running water. I've done this before. That's fine. Flush your shit down the toilet with a bucket. Yeah. Buckets all day long. Buckets all day long. But anyway, so like I do know what I have like a understanding of what that type of suffering is like. Yeah. It's also worse in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a regular country that they've always had resources. Cuba, everyone had a bucket already. And I was like, all right, we got this. Yeah, but I've been to. This is actually I've been to 3 Puerto Rican events and met 0 Puerto Ricans. So that is bothering me. It's like all goofy white people. Yeah. I don't know where they're anybody. I don't know where.
They're appropriating not the struggle. But.
I don't know. I just know that I would like to get married at some point, and I don't want to import a man. I've done that already. So I'm like, let me go out. Let me try to find a man. I don't want to. The Bronx I'll go to. My whole thing is I just don't want to go to Queens. I'll go to the Bronx. I live in Harlem.
I'm from Queens. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like Queens is far.
I've just started going to Brooklyn due to comedy. I won't go. Like I'm programmed not to go to Brooklyn, not to go to Queens.
Yeah.
Are the white people actually doing things that help at least?
I mean, they're there.
Or are they okay, yeah, exactly.
That's not. I'm not saying white people shouldn't support.
No,
I'm a little like, where the fuck am I going to find a man?
Yeah,
like,
not white people.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Not just white, but
you're not going to. You're not going to raise money. You're going to find a man.
No, I'm. These are charity events, so I'm paying to go. Yeah. But I'm also like, maybe I'll meet someone, and then I'm like, no, not at all. This is what I do. Yeah. I fuck someone before I go to events now, and then I don't feel that sad. It's like I've already it's like my pre-gaming. So I'm not like I didn't meet someone, but I just hung out with
you. Got you wrong.
No, I've been saying this for a while. I think everyone's got like a good block inside of them that can get chipped away at. Like if you do a lot of good things, you're less likely to then want to do something good after that. Like if you spent all day volunteering and a homeless person asks you for money, you're like, I did good stuff all day already. Yeah. I don't need to help this. But if you were a piece of shit to someone and a homeless person asks you for money, you're more likely to want to help them because you feel guilty about what you did earlier. So I think I did volunteer work in college. I was president of my school's Circle K, which it's a Kiwanis club. But yeah, you see so many people who just are there for the profile picture and just want to do things that make them feel good, but not do things that actually do good. I volunteered at a veterans home at Stony Brook, and one of the guys used to go to the Islanders games, and everyone would stand up and applaud every time they announced the veterans there. He's like, I wish they all feel like they're doing something good for him. It's like, I wish they would all donate $1 to veterans health care.
Yeah.
It's like everyone does something that makes them feel good, so it chips away at their block, so they get to feel good because they change their Facebook profile picture to something that's a symbol, but then they don't actually feel like they have to do anything that's really helping.
You're saying I'm a bad person. That's
not you. No, when you said
you're like this woman.
That's why I asked.
Trying to get married.
That's why I asked the people who were there were actually doing things that helped.
Oh, these were like fundraising events. Yeah. Which I mean, like blacks and Puerto Ricans have been cool for a long time. I have a lot of Puerto Rican friends. So like. Yeah, it's not like I was always.
I wasn't saying you. I meant when you said the white people were there. That was what made me think of that. That's what made me think of that.
But you wanted more. You wanted.
Well, I just feel like it's hard to find like people of color. Period. Like I go out and I'm like, where's everybody? I went out New Year's. I remember I went out to the spot in Bed-Stuy, and I mean the shock. My manager at work. We went out, and he was like, your face was a combination of pissed, shocked, and like hurt because there was like all white people. I'm like, where? If I can't find a black dude in Bed-Stuy, it is a wrap. What am I gonna do?
If I'm in a room with all white people, it feels uncomfortable, and I'm white.
Do you ever notice? You ever sit in a room and be like, "There's too many of us." It's like
I feel.
I hate when I walk in a room and it's all white guys. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, because
y'all don't know that this is uncomfortable.
Well, because I'm from Queens, and like Queens is the most diverse county in the world.
Feel.
Yeah.
Let's get a mix. That's how I feel. Mixing up a little bit.
I grew up with like I'm the Jewish kid who made fun of the Asian kid who made fun of the black kid. Like everyone made fun of each other. Yeah. And when I went to college, I made a racial joke, and someone groaned for the first time. And I didn't understand why because I'd grown up around all different people, so I never understood why making fun of each other would be. And I guess if you grew up around only white people or in your only one group, you would see it as being offensive to make fun of something for someone you didn't grow up or something you didn't grow up around.
No, that's a rites of passage where we came from. Like
exactly.
Like we always talk shit about each other.
Yeah,
that's what we did. You know, like my parents, like we called it was snapping where we came from. Like, it was snapping. Yep. My parents called it the dozens. You know. Yeah. And the first time, like when I first started going to school. And the kids were sitting around. They were talking about because I had come from Florida. Yeah. And so I always wore my socks all the way up.
Yeah. That's a Florida thing.
I had the colored socks. All right. So you only had to wear like a certain color sock. Yeah. But it was the white socks with the colored stripes.
Oh yeah, those are
Remember
hot.
those?
Yeah.
So I wore those, and I had a rat tail.
Oh.
All right.
You had hair?
As a black, I had hair. I had an afro with a rat tail that went around. I used to wear, and I used to tie stuff to it because I was going through my martial arts phase. Where
you were like an early hipster.
I was. I don't know if it was a hipster, but I was.
The martial arts phase.
Yeah, I went to God. So I tied like little blades and shit to it.
Did you have like the shaved head?
Blades?
No. Yeah, we just had like blades to swing around.
You were scared it was gonna cut your neck?
I was a stupid kid. No.
Oh shit.
No, I didn't go to school like that. I tied like pencils and shit to keep. I don't stupid, but they were like, "Look at this kid," and I was like, "I'm gonna have to fight everybody. I gotta kill everybody." I was like, "No, you talk shit back."
I was the Jewish kid. People used to throw pennies at me because I was cheap. That was the joke. Like,
So now that going forward, you run a show. I'll plug your show,
Comedy Fight Club. Where it's what I grew up with. Everyone roasting each other for everything possible about them. Comedy Fight Club, Sundays at 10 at Lucky Jack's.
Sundays at 10, and you're the ringmaster for that.
Yes, I'm the commissioner of Comedy Fight Club.
I'm not a fan. I feel like if we get to that level, somebody needs to be punched in the face.
Of what? Wait, what level?
Of talking shit to each other. I don't know.
I don't mind that, but I'm also that was the whole thing when the white supremacist guy got punched in the face. Everyone made a big deal. I'm like, I once got punched in the face over a game of Madden. Like, I punched someone because they stole a fry off my plate. That's just, like that was to me. There's much worse things people get punched over than being a neo-Nazi. Yeah. Like, so it wasn't that big of a deal. For me.
How do you feel when it gets super racial?
At Fight Club?
Yeah.
If it's not funny, it gets uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of part of this. It gets uncomfortable when people make fun of a lot of awful, like, dark topics, and if they don't do a good job of it. But there's also people who've told racial jokes or offensive jokes that are great, and the room and it destroys, and everyone loves it, and it's a big relief. Yeah. It's like in a basement in front of like 40, 50 people. It's on Periscope for a couple hundred. It's not that high stakes or anything, so it's not like anyone's getting fired from their job for anything they say there. But it's a good place to like try and push those boundaries. Not yet. It's a good place for people to try and push those boundaries. If they fail, they fail. Mm-hmm. And honestly, anyone who's a comic knows there's nothing worse than just bombing with a joke and having everyone in a room hate you and think you're an awful person. You don't need to get fired or have a blog written about you to feel like you fucked up.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah, everyone knows they fucked up.
Have you done it?
No.
Jimmy's done it before.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
I just don't. Yeah.
I've asked Christiana to do it before.
Yeah,
and she said it wasn't her thing.
Roast. I don't know. I don't know who would roast me too. I think I'd be a little like. I'm a Cancer. We're a little sensitive.
Yeah, we're sensitive.
You're a Cancer too?
I'm Pisces.
We're water signs. Why are we sensitive?
Yeah. Astrology jokes number 1.
What sign are you, Matt?
Leo.
Oh, that makes sense.
Everything I've ever read about a Leo is accurate about me, but I also don't think stars can tell someone who they are.
Oh, not completely. That's why you have Fight Club, right?
Fight Club to fill in the blanks.
That's awesome. You guys got any questions? You do questions?
One thing else. The only time I've ever believed in horoscopes is when it said Leos are a good match for Leos, and I found out Jennifer Lopez is also a Leo.
Oh.
So then I believed in horoscopes that we're a good match for each other.
Yeah, Leos are good.
That's the only time I believed in horoscopes.
Yeah, a couple girls I dated with Leos, but I drive them all crazy, so I think that's me.
Is that water signs? We can be a lot. But Pisces, you guys are like the chillest ones.
Yeah.
It grows with intensity. Yeah, I have a complicated thing with Leo right now. It's so annoying. Cause he's so much about him.
The last guy, what is his name?
No. There's a guy a lot going on.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on. Got a lot trying to sort through.
It's all right.
I know we've tried to, not in astrology, but have you ever done like palm reading or been to a palm reader?
Yeah.
I go to a reader with cards.
Yeah, me and Chris Crespo he wants to go to a palm reader and we want to record it. And just see what they do.
Just watch her face. Like, that's fucking. I went during the day before the '96 Olympics, before the bombing.
Yeah,
I went, and that's when I stopped believing in palm readers. Like, she should have known that was going to happen.
Oh yeah,
but were you in the Olympics?
No.
So nothing to do with you.
No. Well,
they don't do like current events.
I like to.
She should have said, "You should not be here tomorrow."
I think what you should do is before you go to a palm reader, stick your hand like down your pants and rub it all in your stuff. And then if they don't ask you to wash your hands, they're not for real.
Yeah.
Because if they just touch your hand after you did that, they should know. Well, if they can tell things like that.
I guess.
But they're not
hygiene either. I don't know like your hygiene forecast is.
What kind of person who says they know the future would touch someone's hand that was just in the back of their pants?
But they're not psychics. There's a difference between a psychic and a reader, right?
Yeah, that's the test. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I go to an old Dominican lady on 125th Street. She's great. She's like my mom. She actually knows what's going on in my life. So I love her.
She's accurate?
She's accurate when it comes to work stuff. And then she can pick up on things when it comes to like personal life, like dating and stuff. But sometimes she can be a little. But I know that. Just take it with a grain of salt. Be like, oh, all right. But she can she will describe someone. She'll tell you like, oh, I see a guy. He's like a little. We're about the same color. She'll be like, he's a little lighter than us. He's short. He's kind of strong. And I'm like, word, that's the guy.
Have you ever seen the videos of like psychics debunked? Like James Randi is this like magician who he put up like $1 million to anyone who can prove supernatural ability.
Is that the guy who Sweat Lodge murdered people?
No.
Who's that guy? James something.
I don't know.
What?
But yeah, there's all these videos on YouTube of psychics coming out saying, yeah, I could do it. And they have the simplest tricks. The guy's like, I can turn a page without touching it. Yeah. And then they put a bunch of styrofoam around it to say, I think he's blowing it. And then he all of a sudden couldn't do it because the styrofoam would have moved and he would have been caught.
That. Those aren't
psychics. And it's there's a guy you just claim any supernatural ability.
Yeah.
There's a so this guy thinks he's going to fool one of the best magicians ever by blowing a piece of paper.
Oh,
and he gets busted on national TV, and all of a sudden,
where she said she can make gold out of her skin or her sweat.
What?
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, she like gold flakes would form off her skin.
I haven't heard that one.
Still.
There's been a few. There's been there was one. Someone went in. This news reporter went to someone who she's a psychic who charges people to help solve murder mysteries, and she goes in the day before. Someone went in with a picture of a dead girl. And she said, a missing girl, said she's dead, she's been gone. The next day, the reporter's interviewing her, holds up the picture, and it's the reporter as a kid.
Oh, shit.
And so then the woman is just they busted her because she said
one of them, they made that NBC show with the, she's on CIS.
Long Island?
The King.
Nah, the blonde chick.
Sylvia Brown?
Was it? No.
She was the one who said Amanda Berry was dead 10 years ago, then she was found in the guy's basement in Ohio.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was missing. One of the people missing for 8 years, and she had said on national television, "Your daughter's. I can tell she died. She was crushed between a rock or something." Yeah.
Was she dead?
No, she was found in this guy. She was. Remember Ariel Castro, the story in Ohio? He had these 3 girls in his basement for 8 years. She was one of them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, I don't go for like high level shit like if someone's dead.
Yeah.
It's more like, hey, so I got this going on with my job. She's like, buy a candle. I'm like, all right.
No, I just think those are always funny when you see the look on someone's face, the excuses they have, where it's like, I must blow in the paper. I really did use it with my mind, but for some reason right now, the pressure's too high, the static of the lights, now I can't do it. My powers have been weakened.
I'll get deja vu, but I think there are people who can, you know? Nobody, you don't think anybody, nobody. As strong as the mind is,
a big planet.
As strong as the mind is, you don't think somebody can tap into their psychic ability?
Nope.
You don't
Not
think that,
one
you don't
person.
Think people have instincts though?
There's no X-Men. There's no Magneto.
I mean, no one said there's X-Men. That's a common
Same thing.
It's energy. I definitely believe.
But you never had like a gut feeling. You never had like a, but they're like a clear.
All at Haiti can't they?
Can what? Oh, you're an asshole.
He's talking about Haiti. Here I'm thinking about, like, can some psychic help me with my fantasy football picks next week? Like, that would be helpful to me.
I
have a gut feeling that Alex Smith is going to have a better week than Marcus Mariota, but I don't know if that's going to help.
No. He gets so into sports.
I'm a huge sports. Yeah. There's not enough comedians that are sports
podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can talk about your rat tail with knives in it.
Yes.
But I bring up the National Football League.
When I was a kid, I was trying to be a ninja. So, yes. I was very into martial arts.
Did you use it when you fought?
I never had a real fight, and I'd practice at home. I did have control.
Amazing.
My mother would.
What kind of person who has razors in their hair has been in a real fight before?
I've been in a real fight. A fight where I could use that. It was in my. I was a very imaginative kid.
Yeah.
So I saw it in a movie. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I forgot what movie it was. You know, a bunch of movies where they have they'd have their ponytail, and then put a knife on the edge of it and be like. I was like, but my hair was never going to grow that long. So.
There's a female.
So it was a weave.
No, it was a real afro. It's about halfway, but it wasn't going to be like a thick.
How long did it take you to grow the rat tail?
Oh, it didn't take
That's
me that
commitment.
long. It didn't take me that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a women's wrestler now who has like long, like braided ponytail, so it's like a whip, and she like whips it at people's stomachs in the middle of matches. And I don't know. I'm sure they like smack their leg or something, but it has the sound effect of like a whipping noise. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So it looks legitimate. It looks
nobody
real.
Ever pulled on it, Lauren. Hi. We'll do. What time? We got time. What's your? We'll do a couple of these. Pick one of these. What's your favorite curse word?
Favorite curse word?
Yeah, everybody knows fuck. It's so easy.
Because it's so you can transform it.
Yeah.
It just has that guttural like shit. It's like shit, but like fuck it, fuck. It's like you feel it. It comes from the gut.
I think fuck has the most versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it in several different verb, adjective, noun. Like I feel like the word fuck can be used in more different ways than any curse word.
Which is that your still favorite during sex?
I have sex in Spanish.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you from Cuba?
No.
You just.
No language requirement now.
So, what's your favorite Spanish word during sex?
Rico.
That's good.
Does that mean rich?
Well, like technically, like I mean, if you want to, like,
that's how we find out.
Americanize
That's how we find out she's a gold digger.
Right. Not with the dudes I date. Are you kidding me? No, definitely not with the dudes I date. No, Rico's like you see, like for example, if you eat something that's good, you'll say, it's rico, like it's good, like it's savory,
like Rico Suave, right?
Yeah. It's like one of those things where you, I mean, it means something's like rich or like savory or like hot. Yeah.
There's a lot of curse words that are like fun curse words to say, but would be terrible during sex.
Yeah. A lot. Like,
shit would be a bad one.
Shit, yeah.
Shit's bad during
Well, you don't.
It's
well,
the way you say it. It's like,
yeah.
I definitely say shit. Like, shit. Yeah,
I'm shitting.
Shit.
This feels so good. I got a shit.
I get a lot of shits. Yeah, like shit. Like
that's a good one.
Like,
that's a good shit.
It's the way you.
Yeah.
It's like now if we drop them, it's like shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you're into like picking
Yeah, I
people
love
up
picking
and
people
stuff.
up. Yeah,
And headstands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't there a thing
self-control.
about? I mean, I've heard maybe you did this a bit on stage. A Fight Club. It was the joke of the Jimmy People sleeps with handicapped women.
Yes.
I just remember that.
Definitely.
So is that why you lift them because they can't lift themselves?
I
This is what it feels like to have legs. Remember?
listen. Until you've done a standing 69 in a wheelchair, you'll never understand. You'll never understand.
Wow. But not everyone's standing.
Huh?
One's sitting, one's
I'm
standing.
standing. She's sitting, and I'm holding the wheelchair above my head.
You're holding the wheelchair.
They have seatbelts in the wheelchair.
You're holding the.
I'm holding the wheelchair.
Oh, you're a superhero.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did that shit before?
Yes.
Sorry.
More than once?
Yeah.
You a freak, yo.
Yeah. It's like
That's
for her,
incredible.
like, yeah.
No,
Wheelchair's
that's
not
respect. I respect you for that.
Yeah.
You're putting in work, Jimmy.
Absolutely,
Peoples.
absolutely.
Wow.
It's not.
I mean, I feel like
the
you
wheelchair's
have
not
to.
that heavy. Like if she's, it's not. She's only about 80 pounds. The wheelchair is only 35.
You like skinny?
No, but I shouldn't even say that. She's like 170. The wheelchair is like 80 pounds.
She's 170
Wait,
now. You put them 90 pounds.
Double in weight and
Nah, she
gain
wasn't
10 pounds.
Yeah. You just flip it, and
It's not like that, bro.
huh? Yeah, you just flip it.
No, see, that's like you have. That's your superpower. You have to use it then.
Yeah.
You know.
Because no, I wasn't a
Jimmy
wheelchair,
Peoples was
so
put on this earth to like handicap women's pussies
No,
upside down.
if you can lift a wheelchair above your head and still eat a woman out, you have to do it.
Yeah.
you gotta do it.
It's the law of nature.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you should pick things up.
Things up.
Pick things up.
Things up.
Things with people.
I had
in them.
I used to live in a building. We had like floor to ceiling windows, and my favorite thing was just making them do handstands in the window
Oh, I remember you talking about
and
this.
just eating them out in the window.
See, I still feel like
This
if
is
you're,
not gonna.
I
You
still
have a
feel like
strict-
if you're doing it right, you wouldn't be able to hold a handstand.
It's
Your arms would be so
you bend
weakened
your
from the
elbows.
pleasure.
You bend your elbows. You put your head on the towel or whatever, and then
Oh, so it's not a handstand. It's like a forearm balance.
It goes from a handstand to a balance.
I do remember one girl that I was with when I was doing pro wrestling wanted me to do like wrestling moves to her in bed, like, and it's hard. Like she wanted me to hold her in a full Nelson while fucking her, which is difficult.
Yeah.
She was small enough, but like she had me. When we did 69, she said this is just like Undertaker's tombstone pile driver.
Wow. You should have married that woman.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I've dated a few wrestlers. I think I said that. And, yeah, they're flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Flashing back.
Flashing back.
If you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing? Like, what would you like to attempt?
Normalcy?
Normal?
No, I said normalcy. I don't know, actually. I think I would focus more on, like, actually being being in a regular, like, being married and having kids and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I want to be a mom. I'm old. I'm 36.
oh, geez.
Eggs are dying, man.
You got 10 more years.
10?
Yeah,
I'm not having a
and
baby
this-
at 46.
Really?
Oh, fuck out of it.
I want to have a kid
Automatic autism.
after
Automatic autism.
Really? Nah. I think the older you
a
are,
second
the
generation
smarter
comedian.
the kid is. Like you ever see like old people like 70, 80, and then they have like this genius kid.
Billy Joel just had a kid. He's like
This kid's gonna
74.
be genius. Like they get all that knowledge.
He's not going to have a dad, though.
Well,
Yeah.
but I feel like the universe balances that out. Like he's not gonna be here, but he'll be smart enough to take care of himself.
You know what it is? I read to say it's the older parents are more established.
Yeah.
So that's why the kids do better.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you have shitty young parents and young kids. Like
Yeah,
these kids
they're
are gonna
on
be shitty people. Yeah.
Well, Trump's kid rides the short bus.
Trump's kid. Yeah,
His name
Trump's
is
kid.
Barron. He's ruined.
His name is Barron.
Yeah.
Is it the age or is it the personality of the parent? That's the.
Oh.
That's
Well, in his
Yeah,
case,
Trump's like
oh.
Trump's like 70 and Barron's like 10, so he had a kid when he was 60.
Yeah.
That's old.
But you see the way he moves. He's like
Who,
he's like a
Barron?
robot. Yeah.
They're all
Robots are smart. That's maybe he will be smart. He'll be really good at math.
robots are smart.
They are. That's what I thought about. I was thinking about this recently because, like, someone was saying to me how he tries to formulate opinions based on how history will judge him. I have a bachelor's in history. Everyone today is going to be considered an evil person in 100 years from now for some reason or another. Just because you look back 200 years, all the people who wanted to abolish slavery couldn't imagine women voting. Like, just every morality changes over time. But I think in 200 years now, people are going to look back at the Jetsons and think we were racist towards robots because robots are going to be populating the earth. And we're going to look back on the Jetsons and how we treated robots in this century and that we were bigots against robots.
What do you think will happen first, robots or zombies?
Robots before zombies, for sure. Robots already exist.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Taking all our jobs.
Yeah. Well, we got crackheads. That's stupid.
We have crackheads.
It probably will be robots and crackheads at the end.
Are crackheads taking our jobs too?
Right, well, if they synthetically change crack, I don't know.
You know a lot more about crack than I pegged you for.
It's only a tweak, so it's just a drug. You change it, and it could be,
You can be superhuman.
Absolutely.
The strength to lift
Absolutely.
a woman
I'm already
in a wheelchair
superhuman.
over your head.
I'm already superhuman.
Crack could be the next steroid.
Yeah. Well, they already got that. Where can they find you online? Wait, do you guys got questions? Anybody got a question? Jeremy? One question.
Oh, I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked to leave like an establishment because of your lack of sleep?
Yes, and I have a list of them, so if I get famous enough, I'm going to make a list of the places that wouldn't let me in with no sleeves.
You got a bio?
Yeah.
One was Grizzly Pear, actually, and it was like a 3-day weekend on a Sunday night, so I guess they had more people, and I was like, I've been doing stand-up there for like 3 years at that point. And
because that's such a nice place.
Exactly. There was a pool hall in Queens the night of a UFC event because everyone needs to be dressed up to watch a UFC pay-per-view. At a pool hall in Queens. But yeah, I know exactly what they are. If I have, that's what I'm going to use my voice for if I get famous enough. Is to shut down places that won't allow people in with no sleeves.
That's awesome. You ever been kicked out anywhere?
I don't think so, actually. No, I'm a delight.
Oh, jeez.
I keep my sleeves on. Yeah.
I got kicked out of a Planet Fitness once for jump roping.
Really?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
You can't jump rope?
You can't jump rope. You can't look like me and jump rope.
Why?
I don't know.
They have a whole thing like
if you
no
draw
judgment.
attention to yourself in any way, they
The place that serves you bagels and pizza is like,
Yeah.
you, sir, get out.
Yeah.
You're
So
encouraging
you're drawing
people to
attention to your
exercise.
I work
Yeah.
I work
Wasn't
out.
anything crazy. I was just
That's
jumping rope.
insane.
I work out
I saw the
there.
alarm go off, and this little
Yep.
50-year-old girl said, "Sir, you have to leave. You're not going to yell at her." And I'm like, "This is bullshit."
Their whole thing is they want to be judgment free and like have people who've never been to the gym before not feel intimidated when they
But they
go.
shouldn't judge people who are fit.
Yeah, not at
You
all.
got $10, shit, man.
I go there because it's the cheapest one and I'm in the best shape of anyone there.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Do you work out with a wheelchair at the Planet Fitness?
he just dips with wheelchairs.
You should absolutely. I mean, that's how I got extra strong. I mean, I was in a wheelchair for a minute. So it's no. I wish I could. I only went with one of the girls I dated to the gym, and then they get super weird.
Well, that makes
She gets
sense
weird
if they're in a
until she gets
wheelchair.
used to it. But
I don't think it was the
trained
girl in the wheelchair.
Yeah, no comment. Where can they find you online?
You can go to my Instagram, Incomparable Ms. C, and there's a lot of photos of me with fake mustache on as Grumpy
that's
Pablo
your
Escobar. Yes.
How'd that start?
So I watched season 2 of Narcos, and I felt like they gave the actor less lines because he's Brazilian, so he doesn't have a Colombian accent, and there's a lot of complaints. So I just felt like he was frowning a lot, In season 2 of Narcos, thank you for agreeing with me, Farmer Jones.
My
You look
girlfriend's
like a-
Colombian, and she was like, nah.
Yeah,
I
no,
hate
the
this.
Colombians hated that
Yeah.
shit. Also,
Like, we
there's
can't
plenty of
tell. Like, I was like,
Colombian-
it's good shit.
I could hear it, but there are also so many Colombian actors who had played Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Fuck these people." Anyway, so he just was like frowning a lot, and I thought that was hilarious. So that's how I started taking pictures as Grumpy Pablo Escobar.
Nice.
You can just look up hashtag Grumpy Pablo.
Grumpy
Grumpy
Pablo.
Pablo.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh no, I'm never on Twitter's.
Not
Like got
Twitter?
the weirdest, saddest stuff I don't want to put on Facebook. There's 20 really random sad tweets, and that's it.
Website?
No,
No,
not yet.
come on.
I know.
Come on.
I have a regular job too.
Has
It
anybody
sucks the
got
life
got a
out of me.
website recently? No? No interest in it?
I want to get a website.
Nobody has a website anymore?
No, people have websites. I want to get a website, but I want to get my breasts reduced first, then get headshots.
don't you touch your breasts.
Oh, okay, sure.
No,
Don't you touch your breasts.
No comment. I'm not allowed to refrain
No,
from...
they're breaking my back, man.
No.
Shit, they're crippling me.
Strengthen your back.
No. I have to strengthen my back to hold my tits
Yes,
up.
do
That's the
deadlifts,
problem.
do
I'd rather just
rows.
have smaller tits.
No.
Strengthen your back to tough up your tits.
Strengthen your back.
No, man, it's too much. They get in the way. I'm too far down the alphabet, man. I'm like all the way in the middle of the alphabet already. It's too much. It's too much. Enough is enough.
Get it. What you got?
Twitter and Instagram is at Real Matt Marin, and also on Twitter and Instagram and Periscope at Comedy Fight NYC. We put up all the best jokes on Periscope. We stream Comedy Fight Club every Sunday night
Every
live.
Sunday night.
Or tonight, come to Barclays Center. I'm going to the Islanders game.
Jeez.
And actually, I'm going with a couple other comedians. One of which, no one tell her, is Lindsay Tyson. And she asked what she should wear. So we told her it's a thing that female Islanders fans wear all pink and high heels to every game.
Oh, shit.
And I really hope she does it.
Website.
I don't have a website.
Come on. All right. Well.
Bunch of bums.
Yeah, bums. Get your shit together. Give it up for them. Thank you. This has been another episode of The People's Mic. You can find us on SoundCloud, Google+, YouTube. Like our Facebook page. You can watch this live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 2:15.
Amazing.
Cool?
Yeah.
Good for you, Jimmy.
Yeah, we're trying to do some
Hustler.
stuff. Trying to do some
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, thank you. Give it up for them one more time.
Thank you.